I played sports in high school. I played basketball, so I love basketball, but I fell off like watching it probably like the moment I stopped playing in high school. So I still occasionally love to play, but I just don't watch any sports. So it's really fascinating I would love to get your take on what sports are doing right now, because people love to analyze things, and on Twitter all the time there's like, oh, the NBA viewership is down 55% and the NFL is down blah blah, and MLB has been, I'm sorry, y'all have been on the way out for a while, and a lot of that I feel like stemmed from their over obsession with content, not allowing memes on the internet because they own everything. It's interesting to see MLB and NBA. I feel like NBA thrived and MLB just gradually goes down because NBA, I think, embraces clips on Twitter, put anything everywhere, and then the MLB takes down everything, which has been interesting. But what's the deal with sports right now? Yeah. Why does no one care?
I think a generation is growing up that has entertainment in other places, and a lot of us that are slightly older, our generation, like sports and movies were your entertainment for the most part. Like YouTube wasn't as big of a thing, and neither was Instagram or neither was Twitter. Like I think a lot of our attention is in other places. Like we didn't have all of these things to hold our attention before, and now we do. So we have, we have other places, and kudos to the NBA for kind of embracing the digital age, which sounds weird to say, but embracing that and being open to the memes and all of that sort of stuff and content going everywhere. And I think that the MLB is going to be like, I feel like they're treating it like the music industry. And instead of jumping in and really being like aggressive and understanding what's going on and taking part in it and making it a part of your business, they try to hold on to the past for sure. So I'm happy with what they're doing, and I think I think sports they're going to settle out. I think right now is just a transition period, and I think things will settle and people will start to adjust. I think people are just adjusting to where their time is going to be spent, and the value of watching a game or being live at a game is going to find its place. It's just not there at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Do you see that there is a shift from, instead of people being 100% committed to one team, do you see the shift going towards more to personalities and players, like a LeBron James? Okay, I'm going to follow him wherever he goes,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think before, again, and this is the kind of thing with the digital age now, you can follow that person more now. Like you have more access to them. Like before, if you were a Cleveland fan, like you didn't really have access to any other players. You may have heard about them when they come to your city, but outside of that, you didn't really have a way to follow them and see what they were doing because you weren't getting games and things like that. But now, if you want to follow LeBron, you can follow LeBron. You can follow him everywhere. You know what I mean? You can follow him on Twitter. You can follow him on Instagram, and then you can follow him on TV and all the things that he's doing. Like that's why Michael Jordan is so much different than everybody else, because he was just like this mythical figure. You know what I mean? So like, and you didn't have access to him. So it allowed the legend of him to grow so much inside of your brain, inside of your whole spirit was just like, Michael Jordan is a god. Like you didn't have access to him. And then when you did see him, it was on TV doing these amazing things.
Yeah. And you're just like, oh, it's all true.
Right.
What a freaking legend, God, that documentary was so good.
That documentary / Michael Jordan propaganda piece. It was what it was. That was pure like MJ propaganda.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they only made that because they got the go ahead from Michael, right? So I'm sure he had some influence on it. Right. Yeah, of course. I mean, that was the only piece of content that I've ever watched where I literally immediately turned it off, didn't want to watch the next episode, and just got to work. I was like, okay, time to edit a video. It's like, it's like, yes.
That's funny. Let's go.
That's funny. So it is cool to be, see from the outside. I keep up with players, but very rarely do I watch the games. And I feel like also it's a little bit of a disconnect to where I get everything through social media. I don't have TV. Like I don't know where to watch sports. Like I don't have Fox and CBS, and like how do people even watch sports? ESPN. I don't have ESPN. We're talking about friction. It's like there's still friction in the process of even viewing them. So it's like if you want me to watch the playoffs, you got to stick it at the top of my Twitter feed, or I'm not going to see it.
Right. And that's true. And I think that speaks to like there's a generation that just doesn't have cable. Like everybody had cable before, and a lot of people don't have cable anymore. I have HBO Max, and that's it. Or whatever it is, or Disney Plus, or Apple TV Plus, or whatever it is. Like that's all I have. I don't have all of these other things anymore because I don't need them and I don't want them. Like so, it's a shift in how people operate. And I think they'll adjust. I think things will adjust and things will start to be available in other places. What I'm worried about and what I kind of don't like is how segmented everything is becoming. How there's 1,000 different places that like we have our streaming network and we have our streaming network
and
it's
all of
just
these
becoming
things.
Cable all over again.
I've always said that we're literally it's going to be a circle. Everyone is going to have their streaming network, and then someone's going to come along and be like, we need to bundle this, and it's only going to cost like $100 a month, and you get 50 channels. And then we're going to be like, this is cable. This is what we just had. What's going on here? Maybe the difference is it'll be better.
It's just going to be like the Spider-Man meme.
The Spider-Man meme.
It'll be the Spider-Man meme.
Exactly. I mean, at least out of all this, we have, we can watch it on our phones or whatever, iPad. And I guess that's what good will come out of it. But I feel the fatigue too. I mean, what have you been watching? I've been watching Ted Lasso. I have the Apple TV. Have you watched Ted Lasso yet?
I haven't watched Ted Lasso yet, but I've seen a lot of people talking about it, and so I feel like good. I need to. Well, first, I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm usually on YouTube, like oddly enough, which is weird. Mm-hmm. But I've been dipping back into. So I'm a big Star Trek fan. So the wife and I have been watching old episodes of Voyager. So like that's what we do like at night and before we go to bed, we just watch old episodes of Star Trek Voyager, and we're watching from like season 1 through like all of the seasons, and we're like on season 3 right now. So that's what we've been doing lately. Before that, what were we watching? I think we were watching, the new Star Trek that was on CBS All Access. So it's really my sci-fi. So anything sci-fi is really what I love to watch. So I'm all into that. We watched Black AF on Netflix. That was really good. We enjoyed that.
I was so.
And the lighting, I don't know. Sorry if you.
Oh my God, the production of that show, like the pacing yes. and the way it blew my mind. And it, it kind of makes you just like a little disoriented because it is so different, but I enjoyed, it was just fresh. I don't know. I really enjoyed how they shot that and how it was produced. Yeah.
The way it shot, the producing, and then like those interview setups were so good. Like they were lit so well. Like,
and then
I was
rewatching
episodes and pausing it and like, okay, exactly. What are they doing with this light setup? I was like, how are they doing this?
Okay, they're showing the behind the scenes. So what do they have here? And like, how do I do that? Yeah, it was really cool.
Yep.
It seemed new. Yeah, I've been watching all of my old TV shows because I feel like I need some nostalgia when the world's going crazy. I kind of need to... I'm watching like One Tree Hill and stuff, just like the really cheesy, dramatic teen drama. God. And it brings me back. It brings me back to a time where there was no corona. There was no people yelling at people on Twitter.